Peace and Black Power. Still wait for the other side to come on. There you go. Peace and Black Power. I'm coming from YouTube, and I'm coming from Facebook, and Facebook camera ain't acting all that good. But all right, there you go. But this is Brother Sakem coming at you from the heart of Philadelphia, and I am seeing today. I just want to talk to the people. If anybody want to call in, I got my number up there. What do you think is wrong with our people today? Why do we hate ourselves? I know anybody that kept up with me in any kind of way, seen my videos, and they could pretty much sum up, some of the things that I say might be wrong with us. But I would like to hear other people's opinion instead of just hearing mine. Anybody want to call in? 267-506-0736. And let's get it in. Right now, while I'm waiting for anybody to want to call, I'm gonna be on here for about a half hour, I guess. It's 10:51. Let me see. I'll be on here till about 11:31 if nobody calls in, But I know I'm new. People, you got to show yourself worthy and so on and so forth. But I'm going to play something that somebody sent me real quick that might give you an idea. And this is by the Honorable Dr. Umar Johnson. And this is from a friend of mine named Laura Gilmore. And I hope you can hear it. Take a listen.
For the Black family, do you know that we were still getting
Wait, hold up.
Jump in the broom and get secret?
Hold up. Let me turn it up a little bit. I got the app on here to turn it up. Got to be a little louder because you can't hear it from this. It should do it.
Even under punishment of death. We were married during Reconstruction. We were married during civil rights. Where do you begin to see the rise of the single parent?
Sorry about that. I turned it. You can't turn it when it's playing.
For the Black family, do you know that we were still getting married through slavery? Jump in the broom in secret, even under punishment of death. Seems like we're married during Reconstruction.
Peace and Black Power. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Shalom, shalom. This is Kirit Gabor in Sacramento, California.
Shalom, brother.
Shalom, shalom.
Yeah, shalom. I'm glad to hear you. Glad to hear from you. What do you think is up with our people?
What is the main thing wrong with our people? Okay. Well, first and foremost, I just think that we as a people really need to unify beyond religious barriers.
Right.
It's no longer Hebrew, Kemetic, Baptist, Church of God in Christ, camps, denominations. It is time to unify as a people, whether you want to be called the Most High's chosen people, the chosen of Elohim, the covenant people, whatever the case may be. But now is the time to put all resources together, all aspects, all characteristics, all that everything, as human beings, spiritually, mentally, physically, financially, we need to unite together as one nation. Now, I have a numerous background on church and not even half as a Hebrew Israelite, which I don't even know now.
Yeah.
And now I don't even know what that's all about because there's so much division within that too. But anyway,
It's everywhere.
I think that the main thing wrong with our people is that we just will not unify while the other nations are strong and the oppressors are slaughtering us. We're running around here, with this me, myself, and I attitude.
Right.
And, it's slowly but surely they're picking us off.
That's right. Yeah.
So I'm not expounding. What do you think? What is your? Just looking at the state of, African Americans, Black Americans, Hebrew Israelites, whatever you identify with, is still Black, or still, they're still oppressing us.
Right. I agree with you. I agree. When the cop pull up and feel like he wants to shoot and pull that trigger, he not going to jump out and ask me, am I a Nuwaubian or you a Hebrew Israelite? Oh no, I think I'm a shooter. A Nuwaubian today. He gonna be like, I'm here to shoot a nigga. Like, that's what we all.
They don't care. You are the first person that, as far as Facebook, that has said, what is the main thing wrong with our people now? As a spiritual man, and of course, I believe in the prophets of the Old Testament. I believe that there's prophets today.
Okay.
There are prophets prophesying. But this question was so simple that anybody could call in and relate to it.
Yeah. Right. I hope somebody else, give a call, because I want to hear all the opinions, because we got to do something. We got to do something. They not slowing down, killing us. In fact, they killing us so much now, you don't even hear about it on the news. You got to catch it on Facebook somewhere because it's so common.
Man, Nathaniel, I used to say things were evil. And I said things are evil and wicked. But now I added a third one. You want to know what it is?
What's that?
People are evil, wicked, and barbaric. Now, barbaric, you know what barbaric means.
Right.
Barbaric is just the lowest form of just, you don't give a fuck about humanity.
Right.
And that's where we are.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you agree?
I agree with you, man. It's terrible out here.
It's horrible.
And a lot of times we help them right along with it. We just fall for anything that they put out there, and we help. They sit back and watch us kill each other. Then they just come on in and do what they want to do, and it's crazy. But yeah. What you say your name was, brother?
Huh?
What'd you say your name was?
Kira. Like I said, I'm just strolling through my, my emails and stuff, and out on Facebook and different things, and I saw that you were on, and then you were so humble. You said, "I know that I'm new on here."
Right. Yeah.
And I gotta prove myself. But can I share something with you, man? You don't have to prove yourself to anybody. You got something in your heart. You got something that the rock, the authenticity of the rock has given to you. Everybody else is sharing, and you never know.
Right.
You may have the key to bringing unity to the people,
Yeah.
You asked the question, what is the main thing wrong?
Mm-hmm.
So, on a natural base, we'll respect each other.
Right.
On a spiritual base, You know, we have a lot of idolatry in our lives,
Okay.
trying to prove ourselves to other nations when we should be the nation above every nation. I'm not sure. I mean, you have a. Is that your actual name, Nathaniel Washington?
Nathaniel Washington is my birth name, but I had my name. I go by the name Brother Sakim on social media on my Instagram, but Facebook. After I made a couple videos, they made me change my name to, and they said that they wanted me to use my birth name, because so people could contact me and all this here. And they said they wanted everybody to do that. But when I looked through a lot of my Facebook friends, and I got a lot of them, and my Instagram friends, a lot of them not using their birth names. So I'm like, well, what is going on? So, they won't let me change back to Brother Sakim. But but that's what I go by on social media. But Nathaniel Washington, if I have to do it through that name, I'm going to do it. So,
Yeah, every man has their platform.
right.
Yeah, that's what they scared of us getting platforms.
Yeah.
So they'll do everything they can to keep us distracted.
Yeah.
Because if we truly unify as from a Hebraic aspect,
Okay.
when I speak, I'm speaking from a Hebraic aspect. If we truly unify and we truly are supposed to be a nation above every other nation, according to Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, Leviticus 26.
Okay.
Now, right now, we are not a nation, and we have no offense whatsoever against anything that they do to us.
Right. Yeah.
Isn't that deep?
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you. I might come from a different aspect, but that's the bottom line. We should be over everybody, but we let them, come in. We was, this happened and that happened. Maybe we was too nice along the way, things like that. We just let people in our lives. However it happened, it happened. We need to get back on top before we get wiped out.
We need to get back on top.
We need to get together, get unified, drop the titles,
Yeah.
and I'll gladly, do what I have to do, but it's a handful of us speaking, so hopefully it'll spread, and more and more people will listen to us, and we'll get something going.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of my little spell, I guess. The unity is going to come through just coming together on a unified planet as a people, and drop the religious divides, drop the titles, drop everything, but look at each other, in our right aspect as a people and as a nation, because you could best believe all these other nations are already prepared for whatever else is going on in society right now.
Right.
And we're not.
Yep. Exactly. Exactly.
All right, brother.
All right.
I am going to go on, and I enjoyed you. I appreciate you.
Thanks,
the Most
man.
High continuously shine upon you, and you continue to go forward and speak.
Thank you. I appreciate you for calling.
Voice.
I definitely appreciate you for calling, man.
All right.
All right. Shalom.
Shalom.
Well, Digoff first caller, I agree pretty much with what he said. I agree with just about everything he said. We need to get together, unify some kind of way. My Facebook device is not acting as like I wanted to, but hopefully you can hear me. Just press 1 if you can hear me over there. Anybody else want to call in? Peace to Unc Juju. I thought we was going to hit something up, but I guess however it goes. Maybe you can call in. Just give a call in, give your opinion, and see if we can get something going here. Shout out to Sinetta, shout out to my master teacher, Dr. York. And I'm going to finish playing this here I'm going to finish playing this here video of Dr. Umar Johnson. Tell somebody else, you know, feels that they want to call in.
For the black family, do you know that we were still getting married through slavery, jumping a broom in secret, even under punishment of death? We were married during Reconstruction. We were married during civil rights. When do you begin to see the rise of the single parenting black female household? 1970. After they killed Dr. King, the United States government said we must neutralize the black power base. And they determined that the black power base was the black family. It was independent black skilled men and women who financed King, financed Mr. Garvey, financed Mr. Muhammad, financed SNCC and CORE, the Freedom Riders in the city movement. So they said, if we're going to crush the black struggle, we got to crush the black family. So guess what they did in 1970? King dies in 68. In 1970,
Peace and Black Power. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yeah, it's Uncle Juju.
Hey, peace, God. What's going on?
Peace, man. Got in late.
Yeah, that's okay. You know, we'll get it going on. We'll get it, huh?
So sorry, I missed your call. Got in late.
No problem, man. No problem. You know, we'll get something going on. I just changed up the title a little bit, and you know, see if anybody want to call in and give their opinion. What do you think is wrong? The main thing wrong with our people?
The Bible.
Okay.
The Quran. If you want to keep an Old Testament, Torah, Tanakh, that is modern day tribalism amongst us so-called African Americans. Does everybody want to be a Christian? If you're not a Christian, you're a Hebrew Israelite. If you're not a Hebrew Israelite, you are a Muslim of some sort. And none of them get along.
Yeah.
But yet all three of these factions say they are the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God, right?
Yeah.
So the Christians believe if you don't got Jesus, you're going to hell.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The Jews don't believe in Jesus or Muhammad. But the irony is that the Muslims and the Christians have to believe in the prophets of the Jews.
Right. Yeah.
Now you have the Muslims who say, you know, we don't believe the way the Christians believe because they went astray. They took one God and made three. And we don't believe the way the Jews believe because they are cursed. They constantly broke the commandments and incurred God's wrath upon them, right? So we walk the middle path, the Sirot al-Mustaqim, so we are the right way to go, you see? So my problem is anytime you have a group of people who saying that they have a monopoly on the truth, like if you don't believe it the way I believe, right? Then you are an infidel, or you are a devil worshiper, or you are struck by demons, all this foolishness, man. And this is what keeps us divided more so than any other people on the face of this planet. Is these three Caucasoid religions. Right now, they will say, "Well, Uncle Juju, how is the Bible the white man book?" Mm-hmm. It's real simple. Open it up, the first 2 pages, and you're going to see a copyright.
Right.
Who owns that copyright?
I heard of that.
Who owns the copyright? The white man. The so-called white man owns the copyright of your King James Bible, of your NIV Bible, of your New Revised Standard version of the Bible. Yeah,
every last one of them.
Every last one of them, right? The Caucasoid has his copyright in that Bible. That's his Bible, right? So they say, well, how is it that outside of the copyright, Uncle Juju, how is the Bible the white man's book? Well, quite frankly, we have to understand that the whole Bible was derived from the Egyptian Book of the Dead, the Pyramid texts, and the books of Thoth. Now, that is a direct verbatim quote by
Egyptian and Assyrian antiquities at the British Museum, right? Now, he hasn't been debunked yet, and that's a bold claim to make. You have to understand that he's up there in Britain, surrounded by all these scholars and all these Christians and whatever else, and not one of them came to debunk him on that bold statement that the whole Bible is basically derived from ancient Egyptian manuscripts that has been Judaized, given a Hebrew flavor for the Old Testament, and Hellenized, given a Greek flavor for the New Testament. This is why your New Testament is Greek. It's translated from the Greek. It's translated from the Greek manuscript. Right? This is why Jesus' name, when you look into the Strong's Concordance of Jesus' name, is Jesus. Right? That's a Greek word. Can you hear me? Hello?
Hello? Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, got that. I was hearing a lot of things going on.
My fault.
Yeah. So, and here's some questions we have to ask ourselves. If Jesus Christ allegedly walked the earth in the first century, what took so long for the New Testament to surface? The New Testament came in the 4th century. Now, last time I checked, a century is 100 years. Am I correct?
Right.
Okay, so let's do the math. Jesus walked 1st century. The New Testament came in a book form 4th century.
Okay.
That's a little stretch. See?
Yeah.
So we want to know what took so long. What took hundreds and hundreds of years for the New Testament to get in book form, and who had their hands in it?
Mm-hmm.
Who the name of these people? And it wasn't King James. You see? King James is translated into English. Not him per se, but he hired people allegedly, right?
Right.
But outside of that, like, who the ones who had their hands in it? And it wasn't no Hebrew Israelites. And that's the point I want to make. Not one damn Hebrew or Israelite had their hands in the formulation of the New Testament. And that's facts.
All right. I'm sure we're going to have somebody dispute that, but I do have to agree with you because anybody who keep up with me knows that I get on that religion, and I also get on what the first gentleman was saying. The first brother was saying that we all have to unite and lead the titles alone. So I guess you and him is probably pretty much on the same page, and you know.
Here's the thing with dealing with Hebrew Israelites, right?
Okay.
And their claim of uniting. You have two factions dealing with the Hebrew Israelites. You have the Old Testament Hebrew Israelites. Those are Hebrew Israelites who are Tanakh only, Old Testament only. They don't mess with the New Testament in any shape, form, or fashion. They avoid it like it's the plague. Okay? And then you have those who they call, quote unquote, the Messianic Israelites. And they study the Old Testament, the New Testament, the Apocrypha, right?
Right.
And they accept Jesus Christ as their king, right? Now, for some of the factions amongst or different camps, right, amongst those Messianic Hebrew Israelites, you have a great number of them who won't accept Africans as their brother because they're gun-ho in the belief that Africans sold their ancestors, the Hebrews, into slavery.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So many times we've seen videos, especially dealing with the ISUPK, calling African people dirty, stinking Africans, He stole my Hebrew brothers. No, you can't unite with melanized people all over the planet if you calling somebody a dirty, stinking African. You understand? And that's what religion does, man.
Uh-huh.
It turns us against each other because it never came from us in the first place.
Yeah.
No. Let me rephrase that. In the form that it's in now.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
In the form that it's in now, it never came from us. It mutated.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Right? The roots of it comes from ancient Egypt. Right? The roots of all religions on this damn planet can be traced directly to ancient Kemet if anyone would take the time to do the research. Right? But the point that I wanted to make is that even the Bible, the Old Testament, is biased against other groups of people.
Mm-hmm.
And pretty much with dark-skinned people, right? Within the first 5 books of the Bible, there's a mass genocide against African people.
Yes, it is.
The land of Canaan, the Canaanites are African people. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you read the first 5 books of the Bible, you find that when God ordering the Hebrew Israelites to kill other people, mainly these people they killing are Egyptians or Africans. Right?
Yeah.
Right? And then they say that God placed them above all other nations. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But in another part of the Bible, he says God is not a respecter of persons. I mean, are you shitting me? How in one spot he placed you above every nation of other people, above all other people, and then in the next spot, he's no respecter of persons. So basically, you can't allow in 2018 a book to mentally masturbate us.
Yeah.
Right? We're in the age of information, right? And Christianity ain't going to unite us. No Hebrew Israelites aren't going to unite us.
Right.
Ain't no Islam, Al-Islam, Sunni Islam, Shiite Islam, whatever it is, it's not going to unite us. It's always going to keep us separate. The only thing that I can see that's going to unite us is that we throw away these religions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, and we start from scratch. And the base of our foundation should be science.
Okay.
And the base of our unity is to realize that for the last 6,000 years, all dark-skinned human beings has been under a perpetual attack by these damn Caucasoids.
Now let me ask you something. If let's say we wake up tomorrow and everybody is like, man, I'm dropping this. I ain't no Muslim. I ain't no Hebrew. I ain't no Newton. Wapi. We ain't none of this.
Right.
And it's got to be something that we're going to call ourselves. What would we go from there after we drop the titles?
Well, original. We are the original, man.
Right. Okay.
Right? Science dictates that light-skinned people are mutations of dark-skinned people. That's science. All these other light-skinned people that we calling different races of people, the Arab, the Puerto Rican, or Latino, Oriental, Asian, right, Caucasoids, who call themselves white. All these other people are mutations of dark-skinned people.
What about the Neanderthal theory?
Huh?
What about the Neanderthal theory that other races have Neanderthal DNA, but we don't? Because I'm saying that to say because I heard somebody, huh?
That's not a theory. The scientists said it.
Okay.
Right. The only pure Homo sapien, the only pure human being on the planet is the African.
Okay.
Everybody else is mutations of us. And once we thoroughly understand that, then we can come together as a collective based on our science, based on our melanin, based on our genius, right?
Yeah.
And understand, right? For one time in our lives, understand this is how the so-called white man does it. You don't give a fuck at the end of the day that you're from France or you're from Germany or you're from Norway or you're from Italy. If they're coming up against a major threat that's going to initiate their genetic annihilation, they'll put all that shit aside. And listen, all of us are so-called white. Let's band together. Let's be allies, right?
Yeah.
Well, we gotta do the same damn thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Reason why I asked you that Neanderthal question is because if we are the only, and I know we are the only pure humans on the planet, wouldn't that mean that we don't have Neanderthal DNA to give to another race?
What you're talking about, let me say this, man. It is my theory that the Neanderthals, or the other type 8 white creatures, were all crude attempts at cloning the original man. Right? So a Neanderthal is just a dumb copy of a clone. Adam and Eve are clones. I think those are the first 2 pink toes.
That's if they even exist.
And that voice that they heard walking in the garden that they hid from was the Anunnaki who created them. You know, that's my research, right?
Okay.
You know, so when I look at the Caucasoid, I understand that he's not natural to this planet. Right? He's not the same as us.
Right.
We're not the same.
No,
we're similar, right? Because he came from us genetically, but he also has some other shit in him.
They have a different smell.
The Neanderthal gene, he has a whole lot of shit up in him.
They even have a different smell. You ever walk past a group member and it's a whole different smell?
Yeah. We're 2 different species, man. We come from Homo sapiens sapiens. They come from Cro-Magnon, right?
Okay.
There's nothing I'm saying that can't be researched, right? They are not natural to this dimension. They are not natural to this planet. This is why the sun lights their asses up. It's real simple.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If the sun don't like you, that means you don't belong here.
Yeah.
Okay?
Right.
No. I just try to keep it real simple.
All right.
Even the plants get life and energy from the sun, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you go into the sun, you're starting to peel and you're starting to burn, you're contracting skin cancer, melanoma, and you're dying by the tens of thousands, then that's a clear indication.
Something's wrong.
You're not original to this planet.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right.
So I see them as a science project. I believe that the Caucasoid early humble beginnings started in an ancient futuristic science lab. And the reason why I say ancient futuristic because there was these ancient civilizations that was very dealing with high culture. They was very sophisticated, right? And what we call New Age, nothing new about it. They're just studying ancient African sciences all over this planet. And the Anunnaki were Negroid people, right?
Okay.
So the point that I'm making, right, is that I think the Caucasoid early beginnings had its beginnings in an ancient futuristic science lab. And they were trying to clone themselves or clone something that could do hard labor. They couldn't reproduce the eumelanin, and they produced something called pheomelanin instead, which is pseudomelanin or fake melanin. And this is how you have the pink man.
Okay.
You know, that's my theory. Like I said, that's my theory. I have some good sources.
Mm-hmm.
That need to believe what I'm saying now. I don't think the Caucasoid came naturally from the earth or from the universe. He was engineered scientifically.
Okay. So, man, I see a brother over here on YouTube is he says mind is poison. How our minds is poison. Is it what one of the brothers is saying here, or do you have your own thing? I like you to just give a call in and then share it with us. That's a brother over here, and I got some people looking on you on Facebook. Come on, call in, give your opinions. Let's see where we can go with this. But it's been good talking to you. We still got to do that thing, hopefully with Captain Tazaria. Where you at? Oh yeah, you in Texas, right?
Yeah, I'm in Texas now.
Okay, yeah, you in Texas. Well, maybe we can still get that thing on with the captain, and because you didn't have enough time on the cross the line.
Captain Tazaria don't want to work, man. Right?
Yeah.
He don't want to work because he could even break down the understanding of Jeremiah chapter 31 verses 31 and 34. Right? He couldn't break down 1 Timothy chapter 1 verses 9 and 10.
Okay.
Right? And to me, those are two lightweight scriptures, right? And he couldn't talk with me on that. So you don't want to get this work, man, because I give it to him.
Yeah, we're gonna see what happens later on in the future, And by the way, Captain, I know Captain. He is one of the coolest guys. If you met him in person, and he wouldn't even come at you like that. I mean, y'all be standing there and bust it up. But like you said, the religion is breaking us up, and he's part of that. So that's my boy. But it is what it is. So hope I'm gonna see if anybody else gonna call in, before I go. But it's been good talking to you, and we definitely want to do something else, man. We definitely gotta get in there. Huh? No, I said, it's been. I'm glad you called in, man, and shared that opinion, and we definitely got to do something else together, so you can go in fully. I'm gonna see if we're gonna take any more callers, and I'm gonna keep in contact definitely.
I appreciate you, bro.
All right, appreciate you, man.
All right,
peace. That was Juju giving it to us. We were supposed to do something with on Cross the Line radio, but he didn't get a lot of time. That's Captain Tazariak's radio station. And when we tried to call in, he was supposed to come in on my channel. We were supposed to do a split screen and then call in, but Facebook wouldn't let him in. Probably because of something I said about some Arabs or something. They think they was punishing me. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead back in on this Dr. Umar Johnson video, and I'm gonna start it over. So like I said, brother that said our minds is poison over on YouTube. You want to call in, give your opinion? Let's go.
For the black family, do you know that we were still getting married through slavery? Jump in a broom.
I keep forgetting. I keep turning this thing the wrong way. Wait a minute. Here we go.
For the black family, do you know that we were still getting married through slavery? Jump in a broom in secret, even under punishment of death. We were married during Reconstruction. We were married during Civil Rights. When do you begin to see the rise of the single-parented black female household? 1970. After they killed Dr. King, the United States government said we must neutralize the black power base. And they determined that the black power base was the black family. It was independent black skilled men and women who financed King, financed Mr. Garvey, financed Mr. Muhammad, financed Snick and Core, the Freedom Riders in the city movement. So they said, if we want to crush the black struggle, we got to crush the black family. family. So guess what they did in 1970? King dies in 68. In 1970, they came into the black communities and deindustrialized our city centers. In 1970, they started shutting down the factories. Remember, up until the 50s and 60s, you didn't need a college degree to get a decent job. Many of us got grandparents who worked in factories their whole life and lived better lives than we're living now with 2 and 3 degrees. They could work in their same neighborhood, and everybody worked for the factory. Good retirement, pension, benefits, medical. They started shutting down the factories in 1970, and then they went into the high schools and did what? Started deindustrializing the inner city high schools. Up until 1970, you could graduate from Old Skinny School in New York, certified as a plumber, certified as an electrician, certified as a carpenter, auto body, brick mason, a welder. They took all those programs out. These are the skills that pays the bills, gentlemen. As long as you have a skill, you can always feed your family. But if all you got is college degrees, you might end up in the unemployment line. Why? Because the skills that we learn in college are not necessarily marketable to other black people. I'm a psychologist. Ain't too many black people running around looking for a psychologist to reveal all the skeletons in their closet. Yeah, you said exactly. So they started sending us to college instead of teaching us how to work with our hands. That was the 70s. That was the economic castration of the black male. Now let's go to 1980. The CIA comes in, cocaine import agency. They drop off crack. So now the unemployed black man, who has always been a breadwinner, even in slavery, we were always the breadwinner up until 1970. Now the crack comes. You got a decision. I can sell this crack and try to put some food on the table, or I can smoke it to deal with the fact that I'm no longer economically relevant to the black woman. And let's be clear, the decade of the 70s was the decade of making the black man economically irrelevant to the black woman. We're the only man in America who is out-earned and out-educated by our mates. No other woman in America out-earns and out-educates their mates. And this is not the black woman's problem. I want to be clear. This was systematically done to make us irrelevant to our families. Then the 1990s come, Bill Clinton crime bill. 3 strikes and you out. Mandatory minimum wages, the Bill Clinton crime bill. Now all those unemployed black men who got caught smoking crack or selling crack now being sent off to jail. And then they also give us the ADHD so that we could dope the kids up with the same medicine that sent the father to jail. Then the year 2000 come, George Bush hits us with the what? The base initiative. He finds a loophole in federal law that allows you to finance churches. So now the mega churches and the medium-sized churches in the black community, Charlemagne, are being financed by the government. Do you think it's a coincidence, Andy, that you don't see no major churches involved in the miseducation movement? No major churches involved in the mass incarceration movement? No major churches involved in police genocide? No major churches involved in poverty? Where is the black church in 2017 when it comes to black people issues? They're missing in action because they're being paid by the government to stay out of the struggle. And that's why it's called faith-based initiative. Your pastor is the new FBI agent. Wow.
That's crazy. Dr. Umar, man, puts it down. And you see what they try to do to him. Anybody that keeps up, they try to take away his status in our community as a leader. Like Dr. Umar puts that thing down. 267-506-0736. Anybody else want to give a call and share their opinion on what is wrong, what's the main thing wrong with our people? I got another clip here that a friend of mine sent me. That clip was from wait a minute, what's going on here? That clip was from a good friend of mine, Laura Gilmore. Now I'm going to go over here. Friend of mine, Charles Gatewood, sent something here to me the other day. I'm going to play this. Don't forget to subscribe. Press that subscribe button. You know, help a brother out. Trying to build a platform here to wake up some people. I'm going to go in right here, and we're going to take a listen to this. Hopefully, you know, somebody else call and get their opinion.
Reason why we're so pleased to have the covenant, and this is the best part of our action plan, is to reclaim the minds of our children. They went into the black holes now, the powers that be, and told us that you cannot discipline your children anymore. And if you going to jail. Is this kind of thing they told us. Then they went into the public schools and took discipline out of there. So when we acted up in there, they put our boys, our black men, into something called special ed classes. And as you know, those special ed classes are nothing but holding cells until they can go to the state prison. This is what they did. And then, the one thing that they knew that if we can put them in prison, if we can have them convicted for a felony, then once they get out of prison, they cannot get a job because of that. They cannot get a job. And then if they happen to eke out and find a job, then they have to pay taxes on the job, yet they cannot vote, and I call that taxation without representation. That's what we're looking at. And if one of the things that we would learn to do, they did a grand thing when they took that discipline away from us, because when they made our parents afraid to discipline the children, then what happened? We found out that the teachers were afraid of the principals were scared of the superintendents was scared of the school board was scared of the parents were scared of the children, and the children ain't scared of nobody.
Yeah, that was powerful. That was powerful. The only thing is, most of the people take it as a feel-good moment. As long as most people take it as a feel-good moment, something to jump up and down and scream and clap about, and then go home and watch Love and Hip Hop. So, action speaks louder than words. 267-506-0736. Give a call in. See some people checking it out. Give your opinion. What is the main thing? What do you think is the main thing that's wrong with our people? I go with the music. I go with it's what the brother said. The systematic division that the cracker, or so let's say the evil one, is causing when they don't allow a black man to get a job, but they put the female up in the workplace in front of the white man that has the application on the other side. What's up with this light? That has the application on the other side that makes her feel like, oh, this man can do more for me than my man. See, it's all systematic. But we got to wake up and realize that. Once we wake up and realize that, what they doing with us, music and so on and so forth, we do something about our situation. But I think most people don't want to wake up and realize what's going on. Let me see if I can find something else. Let me see if I can. I know somebody that I would like to call to and hear his opinion. It's a good brother of mine, and once I call him, I got to tell him that he is on the air. If he answers, this is a good brother of mine. I always want to hear this brother's insight on something, because he made a few changes over the past year in his life, and I really would like to get his opinion. so he's not answering right now. But let me go in on something else. Pull something else up real quick. Somebody sent me something the other day that was real powerful. This is a white dude talking. Check this out, what this guy is saying.
Hi, my name is Frank Schaeffer, a one-time religious rights activist in the 1970s and 80s with my evangelist, Father Francis Schaeffer, and now I guess you would describe me as a liberal activist. Doing my bit in the resistance to the worst president this United States has ever elected in my lifetime, certainly. That includes Richard Nixon, and that is Donald Trump. But, you know, as we talk about impeachment and hearings and Russia and Putin and corruption and the nepotism of his family and Breitbart.com and all these other people, let's not lose track of something. The only reason Donald Trump is president is because we had a black president, and the resentment of the white oligarchy and the racist and the xenophobic white evangelicals who designed an entire Christian school movement in the 70s and 80s to try to end-run integration. These people who followed people like the segregationist Jerry Falwell Sr., whose son now runs Liberty University, are reacting to the first black presidency. And their reaction was to elect the most unqualified president to replace perhaps the best president this country's had in my lifetime, the most erudite, the most educated, the most well-spoken, the best temperament we've had in a president that I can remember, a true leader. And it's almost like a parody of something like Paradise Lost or Satan's Fall from Heaven, whatever it might be. The reaction against this wonderful figure of President Obama, who endured an 8-year slow-motion lynching by the white mob, the oligarchs, the alt-right, the white supremacists, and all the rest of it. It's almost like a parody. You know, I don't even think Shakespeare would have cooked up something like this, to go from someone so luminous and so bright and so well qualified, but also just so deeply human, the good husband of a wife, a faithful father, someone who is there for his family. And instead we get this adulterous swine, this philanderer, this molester of woman, this...
Now that right there, that's something I would like to ask everybody. I think I'm going to do something on that right there, and I'm going to play this next time. What do you think about Obama? Do you think Obama did anything for the black people? Or do you think Obama was just part of the system? Like, you know, like I believe all the other presidents was. What do you think about Obama? Do you think he's one of the reasons that helped keep us in the dark? Or do you think he really tried and, you know, they wouldn't let him succeed like some people believe? 267-506-0736. Give a call in. I'd love to hear your opinion. I cut that short because I want to play it another time. I want to play that another time when I'm doing another survey, and I'm going to have up top. Do you think Obama was a good president, or do you think he was just part of the system? Let me see. There's something else in here that somebody sent me. Let me see. It's so scattered, and I can't even. It's hard to get these things off of. It's hard to get these videos off of what you call Messenger. There go my brother Bill. I'm trying to text him because I would like him to call in and give a word, because I think he really has a lot to say.
Seems like yesterday.
Peace and Black Power. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hey, what's up, brother, man? I'm Cooper Cutter, man. I'm from Oklahoma.
Hey, what's up, brother? Good to hear from you.
Hey, good to hear from you there, bro, man. Key to life, man.
Right. Thanks, man.
Hey, peace, brother.
Peace.
I just noticed I happened to come across your YouTube. The title of your YouTube says that what's wrong with us black people.
Yeah.
And there's a multiplicity of what's going on with what's wrong with us black people. And I mean, just like anything that we look at, we can always find flaws. I mean, we can look at ourselves, honestly.
Okay.
If we have the ability of utilizing emotional intelligence, introspective, and looking at ourselves, we can see some of the degrading qualities about ourselves. But what I see about black folks, and this is particular in the fringes of the black conscious community, is that us black folks, with good intentions, but we inadvertently sometimes do things that compound the problem.
Okay.
With good intent. You see what I'm saying, Kia Life? Excuse me if I say call you Kia Life.
Brother Sakim, that's what I go by.
Oh, gotcha.
Thanks.
I mean, it's like the conscious community is with good intent, with good intentions.
Okay.
But I think we have saturated ourselves. I mean, that's what I said earlier. If you notice, I said that if we look at any demographic or any other group or political thing or anything that we examine, we do analysis objectively. We can find it, but specifically when we're speaking about black folks, I'm grabbing one thing that I noticed in my own personal thing, that I went through my own personal thing, is that human beings have a tendency of, when we have a problem, we tend to do either proactive and we tend to do reactionary.
Okay.
And like, for instance, like the Native Americans, okay? When the Native Americans were, before Columbus came, they was living a rich culture, just like any other ethnic group in ancient time and antiquity. And then, of course, when the Europeans came, and just to put it in a nutshell, put it in second gear and what have you and stuff, when the Europeans came with their technology and their, to take their land, the Native Americans could not compete with the Europeans because of their military and their weaponry and what have you and stuff, and with their, and when they couldn't do it, I'm gonna get what I'm trying to say is,
yeah,
the Native Americans, with their rituals and what have you, because I always try to tell ancient indigenous people, whether it's the Native Americans in pre-Columbian or Mesoamerica and et cetera, or if you go back to whatever, they was enriched because they had the ability to interface with nature. White folks, on the other hand, did not know how to do it, what have you stuff, because everything that you look at their technology it's a replica of nature. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And okay, I'm gonna get what I'm saying. The Native Americans could not compete with the atrocities that the Europeans were doing. So rather than they could not fight and contend with the weaponry and warfare that they had, like their guns and etc., what they did is they retreated to, rather than being proactive, they retreated to a canopy of what I'm saying. Like, say, for example, I'm being simplistic. Like, say I'm being simplistic.
Okay.
Native Americans did rituals. I'm just being simplistic now, for the sake of making this point.
Yeah.
They was making rituals going around a fire, right? And they was beating the drum. Okay, prior to the pre-Columbians. Okay, when the pre-Columbians came and and then of course Europeans came and was messing with them and all that kind of stuff. What they did is they couldn't fight with it. So what they did is they intensified. They intensified going around the fire more. They beat their drums more, and they retreated to their spirituality. But in reality, it didn't do anything. So what I'm saying in the conscious community is what have you and stuff. Like, for example, like the Hebrew Israelites. There's a lot of things that Hebrew Israelites do. They're showing their connection to the ancient lands of Levant and back in the days, and they're regalvanizing a lot of black people, knowing their history, their connection with the, from Abrahamic Judaism and all that kind of old time was called Judaism. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
However, they can't screw with the white man in reality, right? So what they do is they retreat to a religious idealistic canopy where they're saying, well, I can't beat the white man right now, in this reality, but in a futuristic world, 300 angels going to kick their ass. They're going to kick their ass. So I'm saying is that I see a lot of things in the fringes in the black conscious community is that we're retreating to and we're seeking refuge to an abstract, untangible thing to rescue us in our demise, rather than seeing our connection with nature and understanding the rubric of particular, I'm going to say, quote unquote, African Americans living in this country.
Okay.
Rather than understanding the matrix, understanding the tools, of the stratification that we live in, we in return go contravention and we retreat to abstract things and we go. I understand that, understanding our ancient, history and our connection. Like John Henry Clark says, our history is the same thing the way to an infant to a mother. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I understand it, so it can give us, our self-esteem and a lot of things like a lot of scholars do is to bring us back to global commentary. But I think that us black folks, we have got caught up in too much convoluted stuff. We hear too much, like a lot of cycle rap. You see what I'm saying? And we retreat too much in our mental too much, rather than doing things that are applicable in the reality, in the rubric, in the paradigm we live in. And if you do go into the paradigm, you're trying to assimilate into the white man. If you're trying to study the education of modern time, you're trying to be a white man, or you're going to be called a coon.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Rather than understanding the language, understanding the language of the marketplace that we live in, and utilize that language so we know how to maneuver and know how to recognize a tool and and know how to use that tool, rather than using a pair of vice grips to nail down a nail through a wood. You know what I'm saying? Which is, we learn how to use the proper tool in this paradigm that we live in. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead. I'm excuse that I'm rambling a little.
Oh, you good. You good. I didn't mean to cut you off. I was trying to see like you saying more like, all right, like back in the day when we was in our spirituality, this beast came with these crazy weapons and stuff that we couldn't deal with. So they pretty much took us over. And now today it's still in our DNA, or it's still in us to try to still be in our spirituality while they still making crazy weapons and different devices to rule over us. It's like a repeat thing, that like you're saying.
Well, in some kind of way, what I'm saying is that when I was making the analogy about the Native Americans, that's why I'm saying I was just being simplistic. I already know, me and you are, I'm sure that I can assume strongly that we know that the Native Americans had a very dynamic culture.
Some say it was us.
I heard that and what have you stuff. And, you know, but to get back on that and what have you stuff, there's no question. I was using that as the sake of being simplistic.
Right. Okay.
What I'm saying is that a lot of things, you know, history repeats, they say, and a lot of times what we live today, history may not repeat in some cases, but it echoes. And I'm just saying specifically amongst black folks is that what I was making the analogy about. I'm gonna be generic. The Native Americans, what we have been taught about the Native Americans, you know, the Indians and what have you stuff. I was using that.
Okay.
It's the same way like when up in New Guinea or they call cargo coats, where when the Europeans came and messed with the people in New Guinea, they what they did is they seen the white man in an airplane, and what they did is they made bamboos and they replicated an airplane like that. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Where they made the bamboo, they see the white man and say, "Damn, look at the airplane." So it could have been a helicopter, a shuttle. What they did is that, you know, because they couldn't understand that, so what they felt like is they can duplicate and replicate what they seen, like when they was in a state of awe when they seen the white man come down, you know, back in 100 years ago. But to get back what I'm trying to say, I'm kind of rambling because I'm kind of tired and what have you. Excuse me, anybody that's listening, what have you stuff. What I'm saying is that us black folks, we are enculturated with a diverse and a whole array of different ideologies and abstract themes. You know, the Hebrew Israelites, the Wapians, the Christians, and all these kind of things. I understand if there's kernels of truth in all these kind of things, but but a lot of times that we get these ideologies, these isms, and what have you, is that we retreat to something that's abstract, and it's what we call objectification. Objectification is when you worship, that you treat something that is abstract, untangible, that we can't touch, but we treat it as if it's something solid, tangible, and concrete.
All right.
Where that's why I use the key word is reactionary, like Martin Luther King. In the long run, was detrimental to black folks with integration. But what I'm about to say, I'm using him for example, is that it's proactive insofar that he engaged. You know what I'm saying? He engaged and he did things that were applicable, that made policies change. Regardless whether it was bad or good, I'm just saying for the sake that he did things, rather than somebody who retreats into their bedroom or some kind of group, and they retreat to an abstract, idealistic canopy. Where you follow what I'm saying, bro?
Yes, I'm listening.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm trying to say. That's what I was trying to get to, bro. And what have you. I'm just saying, like I said, there's a lot of things. I mean, all day we can always point all day what's wrong with us. The same way anybody has the courage and they could be fearless to look at themselves. I have flaws, you know, and we all have it.
Right.
So that was the thing that I've been seeing that for a long damn time. That has been proliferating inside the us black folks. Is that or you know, another thing to constantly, which I call the resentment mortality of the resentment of the white white man. We concentrate so much on the white man, white man, white man, white man, white man.
Okay.
Rather than see, it's the same thing like when you know, when you speak to people and what have you stuff, somebody that has drug addiction or somebody's living in a toxic relationship. Our mind, our mind, our psyche, all human beings are biological. We're we're biological organisms. We have this stuff that's embodied in our flesh, and we have a defense mechanism because we see things that are pleasure. That's innate in all of naturally in all of human beings. So we see things that are pleasant. Anything that can disrupt that pleasure, we have our mind is so, our cognition is so complex. Sometimes our mind can fool us. So we create and we have a defense mechanism. And that defense mechanism can concoct things where it can ignore or numb or suppress or repress or sublimation or deflect and ignore that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And what we do is that we tend to blame. The white man, this, that, the system, this, Illuminati, somebody's knocking on my door trying to get in my damn house and what have you stuff. And what we do is we inadvertently, indirectly, we negate our responsibility. And you see what I'm saying? And our mind has affinity to find some kind of ideology in this vast mosaic or rubric of something. You see what I'm saying? We get caught up in a lot of these ideologies.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? That's just my opinion about that, brother.
Yeah, I think that's where the brother I think that's where my brother Unc Juju was coming from earlier, getting caught up in all these different ideologies, religions, so-called, so on and so forth, you know, that separates us. And you know, basically a lot of times we are doing things to ourselves and then blaming the white man for it, which we know what he is. We know he's a beast, cancer of the planet, whatever. But a lot of times we do things to our own selves that we don't have to do, and they just sit back and watch us. So,
well, it's not just that. I was on Route 9, what have you.
That's my master teacher.
Okay, nothing wrong with that. Oh, yeah, I already know that, brother, what have you stuff. Right. I don't knock that or what have you.
Okay.
And all due respect, though, bro. But, you know, my biggest thing is that I try to show individuals and what have you stuff. And it's not something that's exclusive, you know, but I can, you know, if I have some kind of synergy to somebody and what have you, is that I ultimately realized that as much as I was in the things and what have you stuff, I negated of looking at myself. You know what I'm saying? Right. And a lot of things that I'm saying is because of looking at myself. That's why I was mentioning earlier when I got on here is having the ability of having emotional intelligence and being introspective and having the ability to look deep inside your own self and to re-examine, because that's what I did is I hit the reset button. And when I hit the reset button, I learned to unlearn to relearn. You know what I'm saying? Because I was so caught up in emotional attachments to this and idealistic dogma and all that kind of stuff. And I was so caught up in trying to fit a triangle inside of a circle and try to fit a circle inside of a triangle.
Oh, right.
And I was suffering something. My opinion was I was strongly is that I was suffering from what they call cognitive dissonance. And what I was doing is I feel like I was taken away from my living in this planet, on this earth, in this existence. I was so caught up in so much bullshit that was external from me that I was not, how can I say it? I detached myself of my connection with nature, reality, and my personal empowerment. And once I did, in my opinion, this is anecdotal. This is what we call anecdotal evidence. Is that I took inventory. I had the ability to be fearless and have the courage to admit that I was wrong about a lot of fucking shit.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I ain't gonna say it's because I'm being honest, but I don't intend to disrespect anybody that are sensitive to me cussing.
Man, please. I don't know if you've seen a lot of my videos. I cuss my ass off, but I ain't saying I'm proud of it, but that's just me. So anybody who knows me knows it's gonna be some cussing.
Yeah, well, I watch you. I've been watching you for a while, brother, man. I just have to come out about to lay down, and I see you on there, and one thing about you, bro, I noticed about you, man, and I'm not swinging on your vibe, bro. I'm not swinging. I ain't none of that kind of shit.
Okay.
Man. I like your passion. I like your spirit. I mean, I don't agree with my mama.
Thanks.
Ultimately, I agree with my mom. I don't agree with my kid. A lot of people. But you know what I see about you? Like when I see you out there, you go out there. I've been peeping you out, man. Like I said, I'm not swinging on your mind, bro. I don't swing on nobody's mind.
Yeah, I know what you say.
No, but I like what you're doing, man, because you're going out there. I like how you have some kind of topic for the day. And you ask people, you got a good spirit. That's what I'm saying. You ain't going out there insulting people and say, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, thanks, man.
That's what I'm just saying that I recognize. I'm giving you praise for that, bro. So keep doing what you're doing.
Thanks, man. Thanks for the support, man. Thanks a lot.
Indeed. But to get back with black folks, I mean, we can talk about all kind of things and whatever, but it all starts with the revolution with the individual. Because a group, black folks, I mean, we use that as a demographic and whatever, but ultimately it's the individual.
Right.
It is you. I mean, back in the days, you being a student with Dr. York, back in the days, that Dr. York said you are the center of the universe. No matter where you go, I'm not talking about you, but I'm not talking to you because I'm talking to me. Remember Dr. York said, I don't know if you remember that? He says, I'm talking about you.
Yeah.
No matter where you go, you are the center of the universe. You are the light. You are the light. And I understand these kind of things and what have you, you know what I'm saying? And all I'm trying to say is this, is that a lot of the black conscious community, it is embedded, it has good intent, but it has ensnared a lot of us black folks with crayon, box, barbershop, yang. And it does not make it really don't. And what it does, I understand the dissent and the strong dissent, which is justly so. Like I said, the resentment, the bitterment, all that kind of stuff that goes with it. However, with that bitterment, it has overshadowed a lot of us, and it has made us anti-intellectual. It has restricted us. It has constrained us. Is that we look at this world that we defy and deny the reality that we cannot. You'll hear a lot of pro-blacks say, "Well, I'm not going to assimilate in this damn thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play what we call being contravention. I'm going to be what I say, resentment, mortality, being reactionary." And,
okay.
And that's why you're looking at now, look what's going on today on the real. As much as consciousness has been going on, look at our youth. And yes, white supremacy is there. White supremacy has been going on in this country since it's been during an inception. Yeah. It's been going on for, I want to say 2000. I ain't going to do like the Nation of Islam with Yaqub because it wasn't that paramount back in the, back then. You know what I'm saying? It didn't come in until, I would say, I'm just being conservative, 8, 9, 900 years ago, what have you, stuff. But it wasn't that damn deep, but it was deep enough to still transpire into what we do today. But what I'm saying is that look at us, man. When I speak to a lot of brothers and sisters and what have you, stuff, man, all they are obsessed about black, 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 white, 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 black, white, black, black. My brothers and sisters, I do it all the time on Facebook. All they want to do is talk about, and it's predicated on everybody's black. Now, it got to the point where they're saying that we're not even African.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A year ago, that we weren't even talked about. What's next? The flat earth.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. No, I don't knock anybody to show consent. But anything that extraordinary claim require extraordinary evidence.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to make a claim, we got to do it. And now that's why you see a new section. Because I got a lot of colleagues that were Nawapians and caught up in these kind of things and what have you. And we have grappled. I'm not trying to take anybody that's still there or in that implication, but we've been there. And what we found out is that a lot of people really did not, including me, we didn't apply the fundamentals of discipline to really absorb and digest the methodology and develop the adherence of the structure of knowing the discipline of absorbing the regimen of comprehension and literacy. And that's why you see, when I be around a lot of my partners. Now all of a sudden they Hebrew Israelites.
Yeah.
There's this, there's that, and they're kicking all these Illuminati stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I say to myself, I was like that too. Hopefully they can graduate as, they can graduate with wisdom, whatever, because I understand once your consciousness is open, you're caught up in a state of unbalance.
Okay.
And we were so, I was saying, wait, damn, I'm like, and then I was mad, and then I was just mad, and I'm just speaking to myself. I was mad, I hated the white man for what he did and shit, and then, but there was always a residual part of myself, like, man, something ain't right, but I got caught up in the dang stuff. I did. And I got just caught up in the graffiti, the convoluted stuff and whatever, read it. But in the real world, that stuff is not going to hold up into the format. It ain't. It is not going to, in my opinion. And I get ridiculed, me and my colleagues and friends and all that kind of stuff. My partner, man, he's also, I'll be in the comments like I did last week, the Black Root sign. We kick a lot of things and we disagree a lot of things. But bottom line is, we don't go at each other's throats, though, man.
Yeah.
You sharpen my sword, I sharpen yours. We break bread, we suck together and what have you stuff. And I realize that there's so much frequency of different ways of what we do.
Right.
Everybody, like a football team, everybody can't be the quarterback. Mm-hmm. Everybody can't be the running back. Everybody can't be the wide receiver, the tight end. You got defense, you got offense.
Yeah.
See? But we're in this world of what we call reality. We're under the parameters and the constraints of there are referees. And the referees is what we call cosmic law. But then we have secondary and rudimentary things, what have you, stuff that was made by man that tries to replicate of nature, and we attempt to govern, you know what I'm saying, and to, regulate our reality. And as we see that, we see the dualities colliding with each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But as far as black folks, real quick, as far as black folks, man, I believe that black folks need to just really, it's not that simple. I mean, I'm just being, being simplicity and whatever and stuff, is that us black folks need to look at ourselves. Like I said, every time you point a finger at somebody, you got three fingers pointed at you.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not trying to swing on the white man's ass, what have you, hell, fuck no. But you point a finger at the white man, there's three fingers pointing right back at you.
Mm-hmm.
It's the ability of looking at ourselves and re-examine ourselves and doing complete inventory on ourselves. What we do is we're holding on to things. A lot of times to be a person of being objective is having the ability sometimes to discard and reject things. And like science today, people say science changes and all that kind of stuff. I know the limitations of science, modern science, and what have you stuff. But science is not fixed. It revises as new information is introduced.
Right.
Upgrade. And what we do is a lot of people are still holding on to a lot of these old cliches, old ideologies, and all these old things. And what we do is that we're sentimentally attached to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're sentimental, and it makes it hard. You know what I'm saying? And then we have this bitterness against the white man. White man this. White man that. Like my brother Isaiah Israel from on Facebook. I mess with him all the damn time. He's on his Facebook all day. We was first. I said, if just say that CNN, MSNBC, BBC, NPR says, okay, everybody come from black people. Do you really believe, realistically, everybody's gonna stop what they do and say, all right, everybody come from black people. Let's let black people, and they don't give a damn about that stuff.
Yeah.
See, it's a feel good stuff.
Yeah, but
and that's why you see a lot of people are gradually moving away from that stuff because that's pseudo stuff.
Okay.
It's a retreat. Now, if you say it's spirituality, it's spirituality. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But if you're going to try to do it in scientific, I mean, if you're going to use some kind of fervor, give it some kind of sense of validity to it, to say, well, I have something that can corroborate or give me some kind of support using science, but it's kind of sketchy. But when somebody says this is scientific, then that's a problem.
Right. You know,
because go ahead, bro. I've been talking long with you.
No,
I'm go ahead, brother.
I ain't mean to cut you off, but you know, it is another brother that wrote in, said he wanted to call in. So before it get too late, you know, I want him to call in and get his, opinion and everything.
No problem.
You know, but it was definitely good talking to you. I'm glad. I'm happy for the support, man. You know, if you can, man, just get out there and tell people about, the channel so they can get on and subscribe, and we can try to build something together.
Indeed, bro.
Definitely,
bro, man.
So I'm gonna be on with more topics, man. You definitely welcome to call in, man. Definitely.
I definitely will, man. Hey, Hotep and Wadu, brother.
Okay, right. Hotep and Wadu, bro. Peace. Yeah, the brother, I definitely agree. I agree with a whole lot that that all the brothers called in and said, there's some, I'm not going to, just like the brother said that just hung up, we are not going to agree on everything, but I agree with a whole lot. I know a brother in the chat, I hope he's still there, said I will be calling in. I think I lost it, but if you're still there, bro, call in, give that opinion. I think that's when a Nuwapian brother. Yeah, there's a lot wrong with us. And as far as the conscious community is concerned, I see what he's saying about the conscious community. And I always get that shout out to my brother Sai Netta, because he inspired me to do what I'm doing. He was so gracious to let me come on his platform and actually do my first filming. And I asked him, could I get up in there? He's like, sure, come on, bro. So I was up in there and I got some experience from him, seeing how he do things. So, the conscious community brothers, they some good brothers. And every one of them, Brother Red Pill, first one I met, hospitality is off the charts. Like I said, Captain Tazariak, although my Nuwapian brothers and sisters do not like him, but I mean, We all guys, we gotta do what we gotta do. I'm trying to bring everybody together, Hebrew or whatever. So hopefully the brother's still there. Call in. I gotta let me see if I can call my brother, my Kemetic brother. It's kind of late, so I don't know if he's going to answer. See if he wanted to put a word in, or just go ahead and call. Let me see what else I can find to play here. I'm hoping that the brother come back that was going to call, because I really like to hear what he, his opinion. And I got my camera. I'm getting my camera next week. My new professional, my Nikon digital camera, and I'm going to be broadcasting out by Black and Noble. Anybody in the Philadelphia area that's going to drop some knowledge, come by. I'm not sure exactly what day, but I know I'll be getting my camera next Saturday, so I got to play with it, find out, how to work it and everything. And once I get that down packed, we'll be announcing. I'll be down in Center City, Philadelphia, on around 11th and Market. That's one of my spots, and my other spot will be out, like I said, by Black and Noble Bookstore over on Broad and Erie here in Philadelphia. And once I get that camera, it's on. It's on. You hear me? I'm going to be stepping this thing up, because we got a lot of brothers here in Philly. We got a lot of brothers out there that that can drop something. Let me see. I know my brother Joseph was looking in. Akeem, I saw. You want to call in, say something? We all. Something I was trying to find here that I wanted to play. No, I was actually looking for Josephine Harris, but I didn't know she passed away. Josephine Harris was a lady that was trapped in the North Tower in 9/11. And this is brother, this is Master Infidezi. This is a brother that I want to go up in New York and have a interview with. So 267-506-0736. Just call in. I'll be playing this. Hopefully somebody else will call in. Get maybe a couple more calling tonight.
The concept. You ever heard the expression, "Rich, there's nothing new under the sun"? Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, definitely. So you see, the reason why people are moving from religion is because they realize they've been bamboozled. They realize that they've been taught symptomatic thinking. That means I just tell you stuff and it's not based upon nothing real. We know that the Bible and the Quran and all of them are not history books. It has nothing to do with history. It's somebody's personal philosophy. And what people are finding out is that what they thought they loved about Christianity, what they thought they loved about Islam, is ancient Kemet, the teachings that's coming from ancient Kemet. So as more people begin to study ancient Kemet and start learning the truth, start learning about who they really are, is that these people who created civilization are their ancestors. And those ancestors are still with us. Those ancestors are in our DNA. So that's why there's so much programming to keep you in the matrix. I want to keep you singing to Jesus. I want you on your knees 5 times a day praying to Muhammad. I want you doing everything to stop you from thinking about who you are and how powerful you are. And when you see these images of ancient Kemet, you see yourself. You see yourself. Look at these young people. They got tattoos of Ma'at and Haru all over them. And some of them don't even know what they are. But they can feel this energy. So let me just say this again. People are moving to Kemetic spirituality because, number one, it's not a religion.
I'm not putting you in another box. I'm not taking you from the frying pan into the boiling water. I heard one brother he had gotten rid of his name and took on this Islamic name. And his father said, well, you just went from one slave master to another. You know, you need to get a true African name that expresses your culture. You notice when you're in this box called religion, your culture and your ancestors are become irrelevant. In fact, you almost can't be faithful to your religion and still worship your African ancestors and culture. That is true. So that is suicidal in itself. Anytime your former enslaver gives you your religion, that's the problem. You understand? If the Ku Klux Klan is Christians and they pray into Jesus, and then they shove this down your throat because they didn't harm your mother and father, and now they shove this, and now you're praying to the same Jesus. That seems to be a problem.
That was Master Infidezi from up Harlem. He'd be up on Harlem 125th Street. That's where I get some of my jewelry from. If you ever up Harlem, you know, you'll see him. He's let me see if I can show you the brother.
Expression which there's nothing new under the sun.
It's the brother right here.
Definitely. So
Amen.
you see, the reason why people are moving from religion is because they realize they've been bamboozled.
That's the brother right
They
there.
realize that they've been taught symptomatic thinking. That means I just tell you stuff, and it's not based upon.
Once you get to the Apollo Theater, the side he's on the other side, and he's about a block down from the Apollo Theater, block down from where Sarnetta's stationed at. So you know, go up there, support the brother, and buy some of that good jewelry from him. Any other callers? You know, in a few more minutes, see if anybody else want to call in and give their opinion. I definitely appreciate the brothers that did call, and I thank you, and I will be doing, you know, some more. We can, and you know, I hope, you know, that you come in, tell people about me, press that subscribe button, give me those thumbs up if you like the show. And we would definitely be going in on some other things. I'm looking for some brothers. I'm still looking for that interview from Brother Polite. I know a lot of people might not, you know, feel like, you know, they care for him a lot. And a lot of people do. But I want him on my show. I'm trying to get all the people on my show. I want to get all those brothers on my show. Plus, I want to get all the brothers and the goddesses, the gods and the goddesses that nobody's heard from. I want to give everybody a platform to come and speak on and voice their opinions, because we have a lot of them out here who can talk. You just heard 3 to 4 of them just now on this show. And my boy Unc Juju, he's good. I got my man coming this Sunday. I'm doing something with my brother Bill, ex-Muslim, went over to Kemetic, and he's been studying, and he's going to drop some things this Sunday, if everything works out, this Sunday at 10:30 on hopefully both of these connections. I need a better device, but hopefully on both of these connections, Facebook and YouTube, we're going to be going in on that. Got a couple people that want to bring some debates to the house. Some people might not like debates, but I think it's a good way to so people can listen in, learn some things on both sides, and weigh in and see exactly which way they want to go. And I think I don't think the debates is bad. I think they're a good thing. But at the end of the day, we still brothers, we still sisters, we still the same people. And we got to knock that, you know, that beast off our back, because he could care less about whether we are Nuwaubian or Hebrew Israelite or Christian or Muslim. He could care less if we worship frogs. He don't care. All he sees is a nigga. And when it's time to pull that trigger, All he see is a nigga. So with that being said, if there's no one else that's going to call in, I know I had the brother, the Wapian brother. I wish I think I lost him. As you know, he probably had something else to do, couldn't wait, but I will be back on here. And I thank those for the support. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button on YouTube. And I thanks for all the people over on Facebook. And until next time, this is Brother Sakim signing out. Peace.